Christine Brown sat at her kitchen table, a fresh cup of coffee in her hands, staring at the blinking cursor on her laptop screen. The words she was about to type would send shockwaves through the Sisterwives fandom. She took a deep breath and typed, "I've always been open about my life. You've seen the struggles, the triumphs, the heartbreak, but it's time for a deeper conversation. I'm working on something new, something gritty, something honest. It's time to tell the truth like never before." She hit post, closed her laptop, and exhaled. The moment of silence was short-lived. Her phone vibrated relentlessly. Messages from fans, friends, and of course, speculation from the media. But Christine wasn't backing down. This project? It was personal. And she was ready to face the challenges ahead, including those closest to her. Christine had spent years living under the shadow of Kody Brown's ever-changing moods and expectations. When she finally left him, she felt liberated. But breaking free didn't mean the past disappeared. There were still deep wounds, unresolved issues, and, most importantly, her children, especially Ysabel. Her daughter had suffered in ways Christine still felt guilty about. Kody's absence during Ysabel's scoliosis surgery had been the final crack in their already fragile relationship. And while Christine had done her best to be both mother and father, she knew there were scars that words alone couldn't heal. That's why she was starting this project. A book, a docuseries, something that peeled back the layers of what it really meant to leave a toxic relationship, to start over, and to build something real. Something that would tell the truth. The whole truth. Christine had always known that Ysabel carried more pain than she let on. Her daughter had a quiet strength, but every now and then, Christine would catch the flicker of sadness in her eyes. Now, with David Woolley in the picture, Christine felt like she was juggling two worlds, her new love and the lingering effects of her old life. Ysabel liked David, but it was complicated. After years of feeling emotionally abandoned by her father, she wasn't quick to embrace another male figure in her mother's life. One evening, as they sat in the living room watching a movie, Christine noticed her daughter was unusually quiet. "Ysabel," she said gently, "what's on your mind?" Her daughter hesitated before answering. "It's just hard seeing you with someone else." Christine's heart clenched. "I get it," she admitted, "and I never want you to feel like I'm replacing anything or anyone. David loves you, but he knows he's not your dad." Ysabel nodded, but Christine knew it would take time. And time was something she was willing to give. Christine's social media post had barely been up for an hour before the headlines started rolling in. Christine Brown drops bombshell about new gritty project. What is she hiding? Sister Wives star Christine Brown promises brutal truths. Will Kody be exposed? It was exactly what she expected. Kody had spent years curating his own version of events, and Christine knew he wouldn't take kindly to the idea of her telling the real story. It wasn't about revenge, though. It was about healing. And if Kody didn't like that, that was his problem. Christine knew it was only a matter of time before Kody called. Sure enough, the phone rang, his name flashing across the screen. She debated ignoring it, but decided to get it over with. "What do you think you're doing?" Kody's voice was tight with frustration. "I'm working on something important," Christine said evenly. "You mean airing out our family's dirty laundry?" "No," she corrected him. "Telling my story." Kody let out a bitter laugh. "You always have to be the victim, don't you?" Christine closed her eyes. "I'm not playing a victim, Kody. I'm just done pretending." Silence stretched between them. Then, Kody's voice lowered. "Just don't ruin things for the kids." Christine's grip on the phone tightened. "I'd never do anything to hurt our kids," she said firmly. "But that's not what this is about, and you know it." She ended the call before he could say another word. For the first time in years, she wasn't afraid of his reaction. David Woolley had been Christine's rock through all of this. When she told him about her project, he didn't hesitate. "I think it's brave," he said. "You've spent so many years worrying about other people's feelings. It's time to focus on yourself." Christine smiled. "You really believe that?" David took her hands. "Christine, you've been through hell and back. You deserve to tell your story however you want." And just like that, she knew she was doing the right thing. Christine's project had ignited a wildfire. Kody was furious. Some of her former sister wives were nervous. Even some fans were divided. Some praised her for speaking out, while others questioned whether she was going too far. But Christine? She had no regrets. Because for the first time, she was telling her story on her terms. And no one, not Kody, not the media, not even her own self-doubt, was going to stop her. As Christine sat down for her first official interview about her new project, she felt something she hadn't felt in years. Freedom. She looked at the cameras, smiled, and said, "It's time to tell the truth." And this time, she wasn't holding back. "Would you like me to expand on any sections or add more details?"